Former Batgirl Barbara Gordon takes up the mantle of Oracle after being paralyzed by the Joker, teaming up with Dinah Lance, aka Black Canary, along with a rotating cast of female heroines and villains in DC's Birds of Prey. What's up guys, Roman from R&S Entertainment here, and welcome back to Comic History, the weekly series where I explain and retell the iconic storylines, origins, and events in the world of comics. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the origin and formation of DC Comics' Birds of Prey, which most fans consider a team, but in actuality is a pairing between Barbara Gordon and Dinah Lance, beginning in the one-shot Black Canary Oracle Birds of Prey in 1995. Though the team name Birds of Prey wasn't actually used by the characters within the story until much later. At this point in the comics, the former Batgirl Barbara Gordon had been shot and paralyzed from the waist down by the Joker in Alan Moore's now iconic Joker origin story, The Killing Joke. Though when Moore wrote The Killing Joke, it was never intended to be either a definitive Joker origin story or an in-continuity paralysis of Barbara Gordon. And so she decides to continue fighting crime in her own way, by using her intelligence, computer skills, and access to Batman and the Gotham PD's informational systems, to basically become a phantom informant and database known as Oracle to certain approved vigilantes. Oracle eventually approaches Black Canary for help on an assignment, spinning off into a series of high-flying, ass-kicking espionage and infiltration adventures that find them teaming up and coming into conflict with a vast array of DC's prominent female characters, including Huntress, who guest stars occasionally before becoming an official member of the Birds of Prey many years later, Catwoman, Lady Shiva, and even Lois Lane. I've always been a huge fan of the original Chuck Dixon Birds of Prey run, and this video has been a long time coming, so let's jump right in. Our story begins in the fictional Republic of Ralasia, an indoctrinated country ruled by a dictator who tells them that he is about to bring them into the future, using new technology to harness the natural gas deposits underneath them to power his entire nation. Flipping the switch to the cheers of thousands, a massive explosion goes off, killing or injuring over 15,000 people, including the dictator himself and the entire crowd. Meanwhile, in Seattle, Dinah Lance, aka the vigilante and ex-girlfriend of Green Arrow, Black Canary, is stopped in a parking garage by armed carjackers. Kicking the door open into one of their dicks, Dinah tells them that she knows the car looks sexy, but the clutch sticks and it stalls when it rains, proceeding to beat them into the pavement while going on about how she was 5 payments behind on the damn thing anyway. Picking up their guns, Dinah drives off into the night, cranking up her music and returning back to her crappy apartment to a pile of overdue bills and an answering machine full of messages. It was the 90s, people still had answering machines. Pulling off her trademark blonde wig and looking at a picture of her and her ex-boyfriend Oliver Queen, she listens to multiple messages from credit collectors and courtrooms before finally getting to one from Oracle, aka Barbara Gordon, who says that she needs Black Canary's help, and if she is available, there's a first-class ticket to Gotham waiting for her. Ditching the wig and the photo, Black Canary uses her last 20 bucks to jump into a cab to the airport. In Gotham City, she finds an expensive rental car waiting for her with a tape from Oracle directing her to her hotel, where she finds another tape explaining the mission. Nick Devine, a multi-billionaire who has been advancing technology and business in third world countries, has been targeted by an eco-terrorist group called the Green Brotherhood, who have been publicly claiming responsibility for multiple sabotages and disasters, including the oil refinery explosion in Ralasia at the beginning of the story. The tape then directs her to a drawer containing an earpiece and microphone that give Black Canary access to Oracle from anywhere in the world 24/7, using the United States military's own GPS satellites, which Oracle had easily hacked her way into. Putting the earpiece in, Dinah asks Oracle why she chose her, and Barbara says that Black Canary has martial arts experience, resilience, and is hot enough to get close to a notorious ladies' man like Devine. She also says that Dinah's life lacks direction at the moment, which even Dinah admits is a massive understatement. Dinah finds the closet full of outfits for every occasion and a new Black Canary costume, which Oracle says is because she needs to ditch the fishnets. Dinah then bleaches her actual hair blonde and the next day infiltrates the high-end gala being thrown to entice Gotham investors into Devine's ventures, introducing herself and flirting her way into his company. She manages to accompany him into a meeting with an African general involved in the upcoming project, but Black Canary is instantly recognized by the head of Devine's current security team, a woman named Lynx who is in charge of Gotham's Chinese triad. Suddenly, several members of the Green Brotherhood rappel into the building, firing at the general and his men as Black Canary and Lynx spring into action to stop them. During the fight, Black Canary kicks one of the terrorists out of the window, but is pulled down after him as he falls. Grabbing a curtain, Black Canary dangles on the side of the skyscraper with the Green Brotherhood member hanging from her ankle. Right as Dinah notices the distinct tattoo on the terrorist's arm, Lynx throws a knife into the man's head, instantly killing him. Lynx smiles casually as she plans to let Black Canary just fall off the building, but Divine gives her a hand up, saying that he doesn't believe in murder on the first date. Divine pours himself a drink, smiling and saying that Black Canary should join in as an additional bodyguard during his venture, which she gladly accepts. As Dinah drives home, her and Oracle go over all of the information they know on the mission thus far, and we also see Barbara staying in shape despite her paralysis by swimming laps with only her upper body. Barbara tells Black Canary that Lynx is far too important as a triad boss for this to be a normal security gig, and that this means there are global implications and a ton of unanswered questions. The next day, Black Canary suits up in her new costume, which has a few Barbara Gordon touches like getting rid of the fishnets, which Dinah tells Barbara she'll try not to take personally, and a Batgirl-esque utility belt emblazoned with a canary logo. They take a helicopter to Mbaraville, the capital of fictional nation Bawanda, which is completely under control of the dictator General Umbara Divine was meeting with. Somehow Divine had managed to erect a massive dam and power plant, which he claims will attract businesses and factories to the area, turning it into a flourishing hub of commerce. Black Canary is put up in 4-star accommodations, and while Oracle chucks throwing stars at a photo of the Joker, they discuss the plan, which is pretty non-existent other than investigating the dam and making sure that this project isn't being sabotaged by the Green Brotherhood. That night, Black Canary finds armed men setting up on the dam, sneaking up on them and beating them into the ground. She looks down and sees more Brotherhood members setting up massive amounts of explosives at the base of the dam, and leaps down to easily dismantle and defeat all of them in hand-to-hand combat. As she demands to know who's in charge of the Brotherhood, a rope is thrown around her neck by Lynx, who says that Black Canary is nothing, and a fool to think she can stop Divine. Lynx kicks Dinah in the head twice, and when Oracle tells her to get up, Canary tells her to get bent and get the hell off her line. This is the beginning of a dynamic that will develop over the course of the Birds of Prey books, where both women have to learn to rely on each other and appreciate the very different nature of the roles they play in their team dynamic. Lynx pulls a gun and fires down on the Green Brotherhood members, igniting the explosives and causing a massive breach in the dam. As Black Canary realizes that the entire village will be destroyed by the water, Lynx pistol whips her in the back of the head and says that she can't save the world, or even save herself. Oracle yells at her to get up, and when Dinah says that she can't, Barbara tells her to stop feeling sorry for herself for once, and that Barbara hates not being able to be Batgirl, having to live vicariously through Black Canary and other operatives. She tells Black Canary to get up and fight, because if she doesn't, she'll spend the rest of her life just like Barbara, regretting it. Dinah rallies and kicks Lynx in the stomach, toppling her and demanding to know the details of this scheme. At that moment, the dam rips apart, separating both women who have no other option than to run for their lives. Hours later, Oracle is tormented by nightmares of the Joker paralyzing her, and a Batman and her father and Robin telling her she didn't belong with the other heroes. She wakes up to Black Canary screaming for her over the mic, and when Oracle asks if she's okay, Black Canary looks out to a flooded and decimated village, saying that she is decidedly not okay. She kneels down to the body of a child killed in the flooding, and Dinah growls that she wants Divine. They track Divine down to his next business meeting, where he is already planning to con another developing nation into investing into his services. Canary crashes the meeting, informing them that Divine uses inferior building materials and native labor to keep his costs to a minimum, pocketing 60% of the budget for himself through his bullshit company, and covers the entire thing up by having his own terrorists destroy it all, and that he is the man he is today by stepping over countless graves of his victims. Enraged, Black Canary easily defeats his security force and Lynx, punching her clear across a table and breaking Divine's wrist as she says that he offered hope to people who had none, and then murdered their children. She says that she should throw him to the people he had wronged and let them do what they want with him. Oracle tells her that's not the way they do things, and that she had already alerted the authorities with enough evidence to put him away for life in half a dozen countries. Dinah knees Divine in the face, breaking his teeth before walking away and leaving him to the police. The story wraps up with Black Canary speeding down the road in another sexy car, asking Oracle, who she calls Jiminy, what's next. Oracle offers a Caribbean vacation, to Santa Prisca to stop a white slavery ring, which happens to be the next Birds of Prey story where they team up with Lois Lane of all people. And that wraps up today's story, the formation and origin of DC Comics' Birds of Prey. This book hits all of its notes perfectly. It's a sexy but not overly exploitative espionage/superhero thriller with some of DC's prominent street-level female characters. I've always been a big fan of the original Birds of Prey books and will most likely cover some more of their stories in the future. Black Canary and Huntress have always been characters I've enjoyed, and in my personal opinion, Barbara Gordon is at her best when she's Oracle. Anyway, let me know what you thought of today's episode in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed the video or learned something new, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to RNS Entertainment for weekly content, and check out the comic history playlist on my channel for over 100 other great stories like this. Also, make sure to follow my social media and other channels via the links in the description box below, and if you want to help support RNS Entertainment or commission specific episodes of comic history, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/RNS Entertainment. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time.